Hello, welcome to the third video of the onboarding series. In this video, we are going to see how to practice or teach music with VOGUM, whether it's online or in person. So the first way to practice or teach music with VOGUM is by using the most essential tools a musician needs to practice, which are the metronome and the tuner. These two are always available in the status bar, so you can use them anytime, anywhere. You can use it on your phone. It's just going to look like this because VOGUM adapts to any screen size. These tools are always there, so you don't need to download two different apps or even buy two different apps to use them. You don't need to Google online tuner or online metronome and just start using whatever tuner is out there. You have a good quality tuner and metronome right there, always with you, that you can use at any moment. When you open the tuner, it's going to ask for your microphone permissions, and then it's going to start detecting my pitch in my voice. So let's try this with a guitar. You can see it's pretty fast and it's chromatic, so if I play something like you can see how fast it is, which is very good in a tuner. You want tuners to be fast and accurate because otherwise you are reading notes that happened like half a second ago, and that's not good. And then we have the metronome, which is very easy to use. You can add any number of beats to it. You can draw any pattern you like for band practice or practicing with a friend in the same room. You can use it on your cell phone. It's just going to look like this. So you don't need to download or install any additional apps. You can just go to VOGUM. You can add vogumapp.com to your home screen. By the way, there's a tutorial on our Instagram page on how to do that. And you can find more ways, more creative ways of using the metronome in this article. Always check the articles section for ideas on how to use VOGUM. So that was the first and most essential way to practice and teach music with VOGUM, by using the essential tools, the metronome and the tuner. Alright, so for the second way to practice and teach music with VOGUM, we're going to use the instrument. As you might remember from the first video, you can choose any sounds here for VOGUM's built-in instrument, and you can already play it in this screen. This instrument is always ready and it's super fast, it's very lightweight. The idea behind it is so you don't have to open like Ableton Live or Fruity Loops or any heavy piece of software just to play some keys. All these views like the piano keyboard or the harmony explorer are going to react to your playing. On any MIDI keyboard, it doesn't have to be like a super huge MIDI controller. You can have any portable size, a budget MIDI controller, and you can be a digital nomad teaching music as you travel, having a laptop and a small MIDI controller in your backpack. So one way I like to use this for practicing is by going to the custom view and having some piano keys here and the chord names in this panel. This is all going to react to your playing. And I can have any number of components here, like the color wheel. You see in the top left corner of each panel, you'll find the options for that panel. You can use a chromatic circle or circle of fifths. Here I'm going to use the note names panel, which shows the notes and intervals. And there are other things like the spectrogram, things that you can use for any number of reasons. There is no right or wrong here. You can do whatever you like with this. I like just to put some screen like this on and just play. For example, here I will use the presentation mode, and maybe I will spread a chord in the keyboard, maybe like so. And just have a delightful practice session. And if you are teaching an online lesson, you can share your screen and your student will see this, so you can make your lessons more interesting, more engaging, standing out of the crowd with these tools. So that's the second way you can use VOGUM to practice or teach music. Alright, so for the first way to practice and teach music with VOGUM, I'm going to show you some other tools like the random rhythm generator here. This is going to give you a rhythm pattern and you can play along with it or clap it, play with a friend in person, use it on your cell phone, so you and your friend or your student or your colleague can just check out rhythms and play along with them and improvise. You can turn the metronome down here. You can also control the level for the random rhythm itself. So it's also a very essential tool, but very powerful. I love using it just to improvise lines over it, just following the rhythms here. It also gives me creative ideas for melodies and stuff. So yeah, that's another tool. Then we also have the drone. The drone here will play a bass note and it's going to analyze your singing, so you can check your intonation against the bass note. Right now it's using these Indian classical names, but you can use also movable low nomenclature, different solfege systems, like the American ones, C, D, E, F, G, or the Latin for Spanish and Italian speakers like Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol. I'm going to spare you of my poor singing abilities, and I'm going to show you how this works with some audio I got from an Indian classical video on YouTube. So in the drum window, when you hit play, the drum will start to sound. Let me mute the metronome here. You can also adjust the drum level. You can change the bass note. And I'm going to show you how the analyze singing works. I'm just going to play a video from YouTube from my cell phone to the mic. I hope you can hear it. Let me check. Alright, so I'm just going to start the drone and click on Analyze Singing and play the video. As you can see, it detects the pitch and it highlights the notes as you sing, so you can practice your intonation using a bass note as a reference. This is very useful to practice, for example, playing a bass note and trying to hit the fourth or the fifth or the third or different intervals based on a drum. It's also very good for woodwind instruments, any instrument that needs to have better tuning, and of course any musician needs better tuning. So that's the third way to practice or teach music with VOGUM. And I'm going to show you some other tools just a bit as a bonus track, like the Harmony Studio here. In this view you can use similar tools but in a 3D space. Maybe just to make it more engaging for yourself, or you are teaching children. And this also works in VR. If you have a VR headset, you can be in this space and use these tools. You can also use these tools in mixed reality. That's coming along in the next version. But we are doing a lot of mixed reality and augmented reality experiments. So this is going to be very interesting, and you will be able to select different tools here as well as in the custom view. And it's just a beautiful way to see music as in the other tools. So this is the Harmony Studio for now. Then we also have a VR version of the drone itself, which works very similarly. It will detect your singing, but in a different space. If I hit play here, you'll hear the drone. And as you can see, this is detecting my pitch also, but with different visualizations. This also works in VR as a Harmony Studio. So if you have a VR headset, you can be in this space and sing and see how the drone reacts to your singing. Alright, so that is all for the first onboarding video. This one was a bit longer than the first two, but we saw many tools. There's a lot of things to check out. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the onboarding series.